Children are increasingly exposed to potential harm in the digital world, while parents, educators and authorities are all racing to keep up with that. A concern front and centre at the Global Cybersecurity Forum in Riyadh this week, where Sarah Al-Khaldi explored risks and possible solutions.
Protecting young people online is a key focus at this event. Now, a report by the Global Cybersecurity Forum has found that 72% of children below the age of 12 on social media have experienced a cyber threat, and about half of them feel unsafe online. The threats are widespread, and it includes cyberbullying, online predators, exposure to inappropriate content, addictive algorithms, and privacy violations.
In certain parts of Southeast Asia, we see a lot of issues that are coming up with live streaming of child sexual abuse. And this, of course, is a huge problem. And it's often kind of more problematic because of certain reasons. So we do have high internet penetration in Southeast Asia, and then we see there's also low digital literacy in some pockets, and then of course there is poverty-related vulnerabilities, and all of this come together to make children more vulnerable to these exploitations.
With these types of operations, crossing border solutions require collaboration among authorities, which UNICEF says is happening in Southeast Asia.
I think one of the things that works well, and we should actually build on that, is ASEAN and ASEAN's regional plan of action on child sexual exploitation. Building on this, building on that multi-sectoral approach is a very good one. We also have an annual regional ICT forum that ASEAN has, and UNICEF has continued to work with them to ensure that we engage with industry so that they're aware and they actually put the safeguards in place.
Parents are seen as the first line of defense when it comes to protecting kids, but they are not the only ones who are responsible. Now, experts here in Riyadh are calling for different stakeholders to take concrete action, including enforcing age-based online protections.
And that's a collective responsibility. That's not just parents, not just schools, it's not just platforms, or it's not just governments. There's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. This is also true in cyberspace.
Preventing children from being exposed to harmful online content is one thing, but what happens when they have negative experiences in the cyber world? Well, Sonali Patankar of Responsible Netism says young people need to report these things.
The reason, because people have three major emotions related to reporting: fear, shame and guilt. Unless you report a cyber incident or a harm against you, there will be no action taken. It will not be on record, so the predator will still be available for others. While you make an attempt to report and you make an attempt to flag off content or flag off a particular person against violence, the person is in the system in the law enforcement, and then therefore action is easier. But reporting is also important to raise your voice against violence and against harm. So we prepare children to take that stand and not tolerate violence, because it can be escalated at any given point, and it doesn't stop till you take action.
As the digital world grows, so do the risks, and protecting children online requires action from everyone: parents, platforms, educators, and policymakers. Because keeping kids safe isn't just about regulation, it's a shared responsibility. Sarah Al-Khaldi, CNA, Riyadh.